November 11th. The student body of a small school is gathered in the gym. At one end is a stage with a row of candles. In this school, war is not just a history book thing. There is one light for every war-torn homeland. There are children here who know that fear and death are only a plane ride away. The teachers know this and know that it needs to be remembered too. After this, a candle for a war they will not study for some years. A war their grandparents fought and to which their parents had listened. A radio war. There is a candle to mark the death of 6 million. 6 million. Words passing like a discomforting shadow over minds too young to understand. There'll be time for true understanding another day. They stand and listen to the soul-pulling sound of a horn. Then they sit and listen to a song of young men going to war whole and hearty and strong, coming back broken and changed or not at all. Then the janitor climbs the platform and stands behind the podium. They know him. He's a grandfatherly man, as Irish as a fairy's dream. A man with a ready smile and a story for every occasion, except around this time of year. This time of year he thinks deeply. Now it's time to talk about what he has thought. Boys and girls, last year on this day, after school let out, a lad asked me if I'd met any heroes in the war. I told him I had. He asked me if they looked anything like the heroes you see in movies. I said no. Since that time, I thought about that answer and realized it's not quite good enough. So today, that is what I will talk about. There is an electrician with the Board of Education. You've seen him here fixing this and that. He was in the war. That man is a hero. There is a principal of a school not far from here. You know it. You might even know him. That man is a hero. I won't tell you what they did. Stories like that aren't for young ears. They just are. What I am going to tell you about is the story of a young man who came from the same village in Ireland I did. Our village was right on the border between Free Ireland and the part of Ireland still under British rule. In fact, there was a certain street. If you were born on one side of the street, when you were drafted, you had to go to war. If you were born on the other, you would never have to go. This young lad I knew was born on the British side. He didn't want to go. He was a religious boy and didn't like the thought of maybe killing someone, even in self-defense. But the only choice was army or jail. So the army let him sign a paper saying that he did not have to carry a gun. They made him a stretcher bearer. That's what he did, and that's how he died. Unarmed, looking for lads that had been hurt and needed carrying to safety. He never fired a gun. He never dropped a bomb. That lad, boys and girls, was a hero. The children quietly filter out of the gym, red paper flowers pinned to their chests. A short time later, half assemble in the lunchroom, the rest bounce noisily home. The janitor stands outside the school. He has a smoke and watches them go. He'll retire soon. The thing is all planned with useful ways to spend his time, or wasted if the spirit moves. But he will be back on this day to tell the next generation, and the next if the good Lord granted him the strength, that war might sometimes be necessary, but it could never be right or good. To tell them the difference between film and fact. He would say that he was only an aging Irishman who'd taken the king's shilling and gone to war. He was no hero. But he knew what heroes looked like. He would tell them that too.